The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting a cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting a cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Thicky Podcast. Me and Machiavelli here tonight. As Season 9 comes to a close, only 4 remain. Season 10 on the way. Some rules changes on the way. We're going to touch on those tonight as well. Machiavelli, how you doing?
Great. Happy to be here. Final Four pod. Season's flying. Draft right around the corner, though. August 2nd coming up. August 3rd, excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what that bracket's looking like.
Yeah, down to the nitty gritty now. I mean, both franchises in the booth went to 3. Scrappy veteran matchups there. Maki, great in her own regard last night, caught me off guard, and staying safe. Didn't go down without a fight against Butler.
Yeah, put up a heck of a fight. Real gritty series there. We're going to touch on that series a little here tonight as well.
Yeah, and looking at the bracket, I think DP's the only one that you really didn't expect to fall. A lot of people had DP versus you in their Final Four brackets. Some brackets getting busted by MRF 780. He took down Chiva, which I think was... I had MRF in that one, but, Chiva's been to the finals, multiple times, deep runs, so I think the pedigree was there. But on the other side, I really think everything's kind of just, aligning the way it should be as far as Driftville. I think it's only right that Meanswag get a chance to dance again.
Yeah, MRF's had a tough road to get to where he is. A very impressive run. Staying Safe had a tremendous rookie season. Frosty P, and the P stands for pinned, I'm told.
Yes.
I didn't expect him to fall in the second round. I didn't get a proper warm-up. Maybe the off week he had versus Willis contributing to his downfall. Unprepared, it seemed, for the Galarian Slowking.
And I think Slowking was an agent sent in by Peckerton. Go and, ignite a fire.
Yeah, possibly. A sleeper cell over there in MRF's camp. Swaggy and Machiavelli on the other side. A rivalry for sure, a one-sided affair. Um, have you ever conquered Swaggy in a series?
No. But
Interesting.
we will come in this Sunday whenever we play.
A lot at stake here, a lot on the line. I'm looking forward to a potential rematch with either of you. Should be good. Should be entertaining. Um, where do you want to go from here?
Let's dive right into the replays. I think, man.
The replays, huh?
Actually, are we doing predictions first?
Yeah, let's see
Yeah,
what we got. Quick predictions.
yeah, MRF versus Mikey. Um, you know, I think Polt's going to be annoying as it always is. Slow King will have to stay away from Tinglu, of course. Obviously Tinglu will give Slow King every fit. It's going to be a tough uphill battle, I think, for MRF though. I think as far as what Peckerton can throw out there, pretty good answers to a lot of what MRF likes to do, right? Pivot into um, pivot out with Slow King and now able to T Wave. Um, Tinglu. It's going to be tough. I mean, he's going to have to choose his Dragapult set wisely. I think that's going to be the tough one. If he goes for a Dragon Dance variant, it can just get phased out. His Choice Spec's obviously not going to get the job done against the Tinglu. I think a key player for MRF is definitely going to be that Clef as far as maintaining momentum, being that sponge. But it's going to be tough. Treads doesn't want to face Tinglu 1v1. He's going to probably have to stack hazards here, I think, with Skarm at some point. Wo-Chien will probably be his best 1v1 tactic versus Tinglu, but even then, it's not a guarantee. I think Butler's just going to be prepared. I got Mikey 2-1. I think MRF is going to steal a game. I don't think he's going to go down easily, but I just got Peckerton going back to the finals.
Yeah, it's been a tough road to get here for both of us. No easy outs in this conference. MRF's been a very impressive rookie season, just like staying safe. But like you said, got through former finalist, former champion, and now in the semifinals. You ready to hop into these replays?
Yeah, man.
We got to do your side. We got to do your side.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, so on that side, Swaggy and Machiavelli. It's hard to bet against Swaggy at this point. The consistent domination, many are calling it.
I wouldn't call that domination this season as far as head-to-head. I think you can put our previous matchup in the past as far as that was like 4 seasons ago. A lot has changed since then. I lost 1-0 both games. Game 1 I lost versus him because I didn't have Iron Defense on the stack. And Game 2 just didn't really play my best. But, both games were 1-0. And my team has changed since then. His team's stayed the same, but he's at his best in the playoffs, right? I mean, his attention to detail is, right there as far as top of the game in the TPL. But I think as far as his big guns, I've got answers to him. It's just getting him in the right positions. Don't let Keldeo go ballistic. We're excited, though. We're prepped. Whatever everyone wants to pick. I got the Max show this Sunday night.
Yeah, I can see it. I can really see it going either way. Hard to bet against Swaggy though. I think I have to lean towards him. 2-1. Chien Pal, real tough out. Almost forces the use of the Fortress. Otherwise, gonna easily overwhelm the Mac camp. And there's some pretty good answers to Ogerpon on the side of Swaggy. Could possibly be benched. Do you think we'll see Ogerpon in this series?
It's not to say. I mean, he's looked good in practice. Gouging Fire, I think, is one of the number one Ogerpon answers, I think, in draft. But, as far as what it's able to do versus the rest of the team, I think there's opportunities for sure for Ogerpon to maybe crack the rotation this time. He was benched in the first matchup. Espathra, the formerly there, was getting the run out. I just wanted to try some stuff out regular season. ended up coming, like I said, really close to winning. So, a couple tweaks here and there. We watched the film back over. We know what we need to do. I like my game plan going in. I really do like going into the Sunday. So
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that series. Excited to cover it on this podcast after it does happen. Tough to say who's rookie of the year between MRF and staying safe. Generally considered a regular season award,
right.
but MRF advancing further in the playoffs and perhaps with a little more difficulty. We're going to take a look at these replays now. I'm going to start with Machiavelli and Maki.
Yeah, I think on paper, when I was prepping for this, obviously Maki had not benched Vaporeon, I think, in a very long time, so that kind of shocked me. I was looking at the builder beforehand. I was like, man, Galvantry could be really annoying if it's Choice Specs. Thank God it was Scarf. Specs could have caused a lot of annoying scenarios, but yeah, this was game 3. I figured if I send out Poltegeist, which was Choice Specs, something's gonna get hit really hard. Even Weavile's taking good chip. I was hoping she led Talonflame, and I just caught somebody with a Shadow Ball, but got really really lucky there, and unfortunately for her, the poison instead of the burn for me. But this one was tougher than it looks, I think, as far as paper. I mean, obviously you look at Ogerpon, you're like, oh well, Ogerpon can overwhelm this whole team, but she played it really good, stopping Ogerpon from going berserk on her team.
Wouldn't be fair to cover this series without mentioning the fact that Game 2 was a blowout, 18 turns, 6-0 victory by Maki, and was very close to winning in Game 1, if I recall.
Yeah, a little bit of hacks set that up for game 1. I think I bounced back late with Fortress there. Yeah, I think as far as what Maki was going to try to do here again was try to replicate game 2, and we went to Ice Spinner. That was the catalyst, I think, as far as shutting down. But Fortress just really your do-it-all utility mon, right? I mean, you didn't even need Rapid Spin. She wasn't really setting up hazards. Went for T-Wave just to stop them gearing up. But this was a Choice Band Metagross that, if you see this EQ damage right here, boom. A lot of damage. Eating the Shadow Ball. Metagross, another guy who could see the field very swaggy. He's a do-it-all great mon. Really, anything you can do with Metagross, you can put your heart to. I mean, you can run Choice Band, Air Balloon, Agility. But this right here was just great Fortress gameplay. Look at this chip from Ice Spinner. Sacked the Metagross here. Now I was kind of coasting. I was like, all right, I can pretty much play it very safely, even with hacks coming my way here. Just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, Fortress looking pretty good here into the Gliscor, who gave you a lot of trouble in this series.
Yeah, game 1, I didn't run enough speed. I thought it was going to be the bulky variant like she ran last time. So I ran minimum just to outrun. I think I was 288 on the speed department. So obviously got outsped by the Jolly Gliscor variant. So yeah, that was tougher than the regular season for sure. I thought the Talonflame was definitely coming. So, went to Samurott this time around instead of benching it. Hats off to Maki, though. Tough series.
Yeah, always a tough out in this league. Going to move on now. Looks like next up we have myself and Staying Safe.
Yeah, what was with the Whimsicott and the Tauros here as far as, the game plan? Obviously, Kyurem, the DD variant, was troubling on paper here for you. Perhaps Whimsicott was something you're looking to go for. Tauros as well, with the underrated abilities, I think, of the Tauros. Some say I kind of look like Tauros a little bit, when I'm in the gym.
Yeah, I don't believe that to be accurate. Whimsicott's a good out versus the Dragon Dance Kyurem, which was tough, obviously, throughout this series. I planned to suicide it if, Kyurem got in cleanly. Tauros did a lot of damage, as you can see. Unfortunately, did get crit. I had a lot of Spadef investment. So I don't think Flamethrower would have killed otherwise. A bit unfortunate there, but yeah, he still was able to put a lot of damage out in this series.
Yeah, I think those first two tournaments just really set the tone for this game, though. And even then, Jose Alvarado, much like the Pelicans, just didn't really last long in a playoff game. Um, I think Whimsicott was a good switch up, especially with Grant Hill coming in here, eating those surging strikes very, very nicely, forcing a switch out.
Yeah, Persian had a great series, I thought. Fortunately, caught it with a counter from Urshifu in game two. It was giving me some problems. Real tough to take down with the way my team is constructed. There's the crit, which unfortunately took me down. I think I probably would have lived it. Unfortunate. Toros did already put a lot of work in.
Yeah, good chip. You can never get upset about chip damage before a Mon dies, right? I mean, just setting up the tone for later in the game here.
Yeah, Rocky Helmet, a big theme in all the setups I brought versus staying safe. Anytime you see, Rapid Strike on the other side,
Right.
you got to force them into, glove or pads at least, right?
Yeah, and every time that turn strike hits, it's taking damage, and he's got to go to Alex Caruso here.
Yeah, and when you've got a pressure mon too, it puts so much, pressure on those, 8 PP that those signature moves have.
Here's the sub here. I thought that was a good play too as well. Just stalling out those parasonic turns as much as you can. But I really don't think that staying safe team's somebody that you really want to sign up and play. I'm just looking at the team. It's really annoying to go against. Moltres is probably one of the cheapest mons around, next to Screamtail, and you're just passing wishes around, and Kyurem hasn't even come in yet, right? And he's still just making some sort of progress here, but
Yeah, it's just
stacking
a
Hazard I
threat
think was a
looming
good
in the
idea.
background right now. This was a pretty pivotal moment. He had seen my adaptation to low sweep, so he goes for a substitute instead, which gets a good play on his part. And then this turn, it's a roll of the dice really. But if he hadn't Dragon Danced, he would have been in trouble too. He wouldn't have been able to break through probably Ting Lu and Deoxys defense. But definitely changed sort of the outlook here.
I did think he, at this point, when I was watching it, I was like, oh man, if he was able to just I mean, DD was kind of obvious there, but I don't know. I feel like Icicle Crash, not Icicle Crash, the Spear. I feel like that was a safer play in that turn, just because Whimsicott was lurking, knowing that probably at Encore. I mean, Whimsicott doesn't really get a lot of moves, right? So
Yeah.
it's probably going to be there to stop your progress. So sometimes even though you get a sub off, you don't have to set up, right? I mean, it's just to kind of just scout. You still had a lot of time. You still have wishes to pass to it.
Yeah, maybe a bit greedy of a play, right? Maybe the play on my end was a bit greedy too. It really depends there. That turn could have gone a lot differently, and we'd be saying the opposite about each other, right?
Right.
So, Screamtail, like on paper, it's like, how do I break this thing? But at the end of the day, it's kind of a do nothing mon, right? But the wishes here were able to really set up Kyurem pretty well, especially.
I was surprised to see him go into this Grant Hill right here with the focus.
Yeah.
Certain strikes not going to get the job done. Recover comes in.
Yeah, and he's
I don't know.
boosted to avoid, the hazard damage, so he can't rely on Icicle Spirit to really break through Deoxys the way he wants it to.
The speed drop there is crucial as well. But yeah, at this point, I think Karen's just chipped too much, to do what it wants. Even the DD, not going to do enough.
Yeah, and then the low sweep ensuring that I can revenge if needed. And in this interaction, of course, the Excadrill, unfortunately, not enough health to survive and get rid of those hazards. Somebody named Gert said GG in the chat when this happened.
Yeah, I don't know who Gert is, but he keeps coming into the game somehow. He's probably somebody that shouldn't be in there, like one of those fans that, they put like a top hat and a mustache on, they get back into the bar somehow, but everybody knows who it is. Might be one of those guys, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like two of them in a trench coat.
Yeah. Any chance we could speed this up? We're around 51 turns here.
Ah, it's almost over, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know what was going on there. Yeah, at this point, yeah, Moltres and Screamtail's are the only ones left versus Ting Lu and whatnot. Can't Roos, Robert Parrish is cooked. Yeah, good series for Ting Lu, right? I mean, usually Ting Lu gets hacks in the playoffs. I don't think anything happened here in this game.
Unfortunately, Ting Lu a bit prone to hacks. I mean, it's that type of mon, though, right? It's to be expected.
Yeah, it's slow. It's magnet, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It gets many more opportunities to get hacks than it does to hacks. Fortunately, I was protective pads on the Gapdos, which really locked things up ultimately.
Yeah, bad time to be in Alex Caruso right now, just switching and whatnot.
You know, one of the teams I had originally had the Smackdown on Cinderace, and it was Libero, and he wasn't bringing Moltres until Game 3, so ended up not having it.
I'd say that's good adaptation there.
It was interesting. I realized Game 1 I was running no speed on Zapdos, and I still outsped his Urshifu. And I was like, damn, so he's not running any speed either, huh? So I was like, well, it's probably pretty bulky, and it ended up being like Sub-Punch or something crazy.
Yeah, the Sub-Punch, I think, he just wanted to catch somebody sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, it does a lot of damage even to a resist, right? That's a huge hit.
Maybe somebody on the switch, yeah.
And it works with that punching glove to avoid the Rocky Helmet damage. It was pretty close. I mean, he made good adaptations all series long. And it was a really close series.
Yeah, I think his most popular win con would have been somehow getting Kyurem. Maybe 1v1 versus, I don't know, maybe Deoxystin, a little bit of a different, but the low sweep was good. I don't know, because Whimsicott was still lurking, but yeah, it was tough. It was always tough to set up versus the Packerton teams. They just don't give you those windows.
Yeah, we try not to. We try to play pretty conservatively, We try to avoid anything, like we try to avoid self-induced hacks to the utmost degree. Not always possible. Sometimes you have to roll the dice, but we do try. And then now we've got MRF taking on Frost DP under a new Showdown moniker.
Yeah, I think the name and the avatar change was what did it, man. You just lose some aura, I think, without the Frost DP name.
Yeah, you got to see it through. It's always risky to change, your identity halfway through the playoffs.
Yeah, I've been on the.
Kobe Bryant said it.
I've been on the Machiavelli account with the little psychic Gen 3 trainer all season, not changing it. Thought about changing it versus Maki. I think I would have lost if I changed it. But, yeah, if you look at this... Go ahead.
Tough to say, yeah.
This series right here, I think this is the epitome of, like a spin cycle as far as just going back and forth. I think both trainers for a while here are going to see... it's tough to lose Slowking right off the bat there, though.
Yeah, DP really struggled to break, the defensive core of MRF throughout this series.
Yeah, Big Woe and Slowking, ironically, were the two ones that did him in. But Big Woe was a mon he used to win a championship here. But I think MRF just capitalized on every opportunity he could.
Yeah,
especially with the leech in the hacks.
There with a discharge, unfortunately. Doesn't get anything from that. And then Slowking able to come in and start doing, Slowking things.
Yeah, look at Treads. I mean, this is part of the reason why Treads is so coveted, right? I mean, you got good typing, decent coverage, I think, too, and the pivoting with the volt switch, I think, is awesome.
That's
But I
pretty
think
cool.
this scenario,
Highly coveted spinner. That's why it's 18 points next season.
yep. I think even right here, right, just being able to spin, Zapdos is lurking. You don't have to get greedy in EQ here to get rid of Tinkaton. Just get rid of those hazards. And I'm pretty sure they went back and forth here for a little bit, doing the same thing over and over again. He's just going to go slow king. Zapdos comes in. But at this point, I'm feeling really comfortable if I'm MRF, knowing that Tinkaton is getting chipped. No recovery for it. Dreads comes in freely on it, pretty much. Stealth Rock. Right back in his Zapdos. You're going to see this, though. But that knockoff is big because Zapdos, no boots, it's taking chip.
Yeah, no, looking at the team that MRF brought, and, looking at what DP has access to, would like to see Baxcalibur maybe a little more aggressive.
Yep.
Set up a little better. Maybe you get some chip on the Wo-Chien a little earlier. It was just hard for DP to find the damage, and ultimately sacks the Baxcalibur, to bring down the Wo-Chien, but still not really going to be able to break through.
Yeah, he needed to get Moth in and hopefully not have Slowking alive, right? To think have the chance here. Even now, right? I mean, Moth is taking a lot of chip, and then Hulk can just come in later, outspeed. For a minute there, I thought MRF blew it, but just the Shadow Ball just doing too much damage, right? Even Conk here, a lot of damage, under half. Poison Jab, probably thinking he's going to Clef there, obviously. And then after that, it's really just all she wrote, right? For Franny Boy, just go right into Clef here. And Zapdos, too much, too late. Chip right there, boom. And you're walled, right? The Glow King. I think it came down. I came close here. I think he was praying for hacks. He got it.
Yeah, I mean, he was never really out of this game, all things considered. Paralysis is just nasty, right?
Yep. I mean, even if you're just spamming discharge, you're eventually going to get it. You eventually can get a full para. Now it's 1v1, and Slowking needs 2 ice beams to crank him, but the discharges are always lurking.
Very, very close series. It was a really, really great finish.
Yeah.
Glow King, acquired at the deadline, finishing off DP, former champion, on the side of the rookie.
Yeah. Maybe it's coming for you.
And we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I will say I don't really fear his roster in the same way that I did Stay and Saves. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but
don't jinx yourself, buddy. You might get hacked.
Anything's possible.
Frisian says, as a para expert, it is indeed nasty.
Yeah,
Greedon
no
has
way
joined
around
us.
it. It's so strong, and it can give anyone a chance to come back from any game, right? Got a para-proof roster.
Yeah, I heard the producer has an announcement though for season 10. I think a rule change coming in.
Minor rule change. Yeah, I think he said the no trade backs policy will still be in place, but only on a weekly level. So there's going to be no trade scumming. Free agency moves. But if you regret a decision, that mod's still available. You can go back and get it. A la Enamorous, controversial drop from Soho this season.
Yeah, I didn't even know. We're not gonna get into it. I didn't even know that was maybe too many gummies, legal gummies, that night. Didn't even know I had that in place. But the fans want award talks.
Yeah, what's up with that? You had some announcements.
I got them. Yeah, I got them. Don't worry.
What's the results?
Well, here's the awards brought to you by Frisian, and I want to remind everybody that this podcast is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Better mattresses, better people, Mattress Firm. Pokemon
everyone loves awards. We all love Pokemon too. The league MVP went to DP. Top wins, top record, marquee matchups for a little guy.
Yeah, remind us what was his record and differential once more.
Yeah, so he went 6-2. I don't have the differential in front of me. My pen and paper has seemed to be robbed by Brian, league office, so I can check that for you.
Check
Pull up
this.
some stats. Fans want stats, don't they? Yeah, they want stats.
Yeah, 7-1. We know that. I think Swaggy, the other contender, finished 6-2.
DP went 7-1 plus 8. Swaggy finished 6-2 plus 8. Right there. Both have the same differential, just one more win for the little guy.
Who was it
he was
that took down DP in the regular season?
Probably Brian, league office.
No, I don't think
I believe-
Brian took him down.
No?
In the regular
You don't
season.
think you don't think Brian pinned
probably
him?
knows. TPL record keeper and historian Frizion. Let us know who defeated DP in the regular season. The MVP's one loss.
Going on DP's page. Let's see. He lost
It
to
was
Kel.
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 Spoiling the perfect regular season.
Kel, congrats. Gonna go home with something.
That was an impressive
car-
win, too. Absolutely. Kel's
Week
a really
3,
tough
yeah.
out.
Yeah, she shellacked him. Yeah. It was like a frying pan over the back of the head, and they,
Yeah. And Kel's playing
Blaziken.
next season, right?
that was Blaziken, I think, week 3. With Blaziken. Next, we have the kill leading MVP, might I add.
Let's go.
Ogerpon Heartflame won MVP. 22 kills, 13 games played, 26 kills, 4 deaths, 6.5 KD ratio. People wanted to claim weak confidence. I just think that's just better offense right there from Ogerpon. Hopefully he'll get more kills if he comes this week. Frizion said offensive player of the season was Soho. I don't know if I deserve this one. I thought that, probably Swaggy would have been my offensive player of the year. I think, the juggernaut of Pow and Gouging Fire, I think, was a little bit better than Steezer and Ogerpon. I don't know, but we'll take the award. Defense was obviously Lily. There's always going to be Lily this season. Very, very rugged defense to go through. Toxapex, of course, one of the main culprits. Iron Hands, Mola. You go down the list. That's just a rugged defense. And Lily went on a very, very deep winning streak, sporting that defense as the catalyst to a very, very good ending to the season. Just fell short against Maki. Perhaps dwindling the fingers a little bit too late on the deadline. Most improved trainer went to Limit. Not really sure if this one was something I would have backed personally, Mikey, but Limit did get the votes, did play really well, took down Swaggy. Frizion gave it to Limit. Most creative went to Luxio. I do agree. I liked a lot of Luxio sets. I thought Luxio was a pretty much as far as like rookies in the debuts, showing off some tech. If you go back and watch some of the replays, there's some cool stuff in there. I don't remember anything off the top of the head. I just remember in the moment watching it was good stuff. And then rookie there went to Staying Safe. Staying Safe took the league by storm with some of his underused sets, underutilized mons. Very, very good regular season record. As you mentioned before on the pod, it's a regular season award. But MRF was very, very close. This is one of the closer rookie of the years we've had on the TPL. And there's a new award that was voted in. Laziest trainer of the season went to Tommy Tutu.
Yeah, sounds about right. What's he doing right now? What do you think?
Well, he was on PlayStation, most likely in the refrigerator or the break room. Frizion said, like the Swaggy versus Luxio Mimikyu set. I'll have to go back and check that out. But
We should compile a list of them, some of the best sets, the best tech, so to speak,
Yeah.
throughout the season.
yeah, we're gonna get top 5 tech coming up. Submit your top 5 tech in the team building thread at the Discord, and we'll talk about it in the next pod. Maybe some some sets. We'll actually reach out to the trainers and find out what they were thinking at that moment in time. Kind of like, a little bit of a league recap.
So to speak.
It was a Trick Room set, yeah.
Absolutely. What else is there?
That's about it. I have one more sponsor to read. This
Go
sponsorship
ahead.
is brought to you by Papa Pickles. Keep popping them. Papa Pickles now available in the TPO General Store. We have spicy, we have dill, and we have extra spicy. We also have the Mikey Pickle now in stores.
Draft is 2 weeks away. Get those boards ready. It's going to be competitive. 110 points. No Terra captains, no Terra at all.
They're gone.
The board is up. Check the announcements channel if you haven't already. Get to looking. Gonna have to try to get value early. Not a
Yep.
lot of powerhouses on the board anymore. Expanded ban list. Go check it out.
Yeah, once again, this TPO broadcast is brought to you by Mattress Firm, also brought to you by Papa Pickles. Once again, the Mikey Pickles now available in the TPO General Store.